To be honest, that fake crowd we got in the indoor, I guess because we in the indoor and it's closed off, but it's like really loud. I think it's really louder than any other stadium that we could play in. But I think it does a great job in helping us prepare for that Auburn Stadium that we about to play in. You know the fans, we get loud in there. The fans are crazy and wild, so it just helps us prepare to be able to make our calls and execute, even though it's loud and we can't really hear.
Marcus, when we've talked to Coach Smart and asked him about Carson dealing with the noise, he's been sure to say, but the people around him too need to help him, getting settled. How are those ways that, especially you as a receiver, things that you guys can do to help Carson deal with the noise and get settled?
Just being in the right spots, getting lined up, not having any mental busts or mental errors in our alignment and assignment. That goes a long way, knowing that he knows where we're going to be at, and we in the spot that we're supposed to be at. So that helps with him being able to navigate through the noise and all the chaosity and all that crazy stuff that's going on.
Marcus, first travel roster of the season. What do you remember about the first time you made the travel roster?
I was my freshman year excited. I was like, man, I'm on the 60 man. What was it, 60 man, 72 man? Yeah, 72-man roster. I made the travelers. I was just excited just to have the opportunity just to go and it was Arkansas. It was Arkansas the first game. So I was just excited to go Little Rock and, be part of the team to go out there and play my first NFL, my first college football game.
Hey, Marcus, I just wanted to ask you, how would you compare the leadership styles between Carson Beck and Stetson Bennett in terms of just command of the huddle, talking to guys in the locker room, all that stuff?
To be honest, they kind of very similar in a way, kind of. Stetson, it took him a little while to start being more vocal, but towards once he started getting more comfortable, he was a lot more vocal on Carson. Right now, Carson is working on being more vocal because he is a kind of like a nonchalant, chill, kind of quiet guy. So that's one thing that I feel like he's been working on, trying to do better at, trying to talk and be more verbal with the offense, just being that verbal speech instead of just leading by example.
Yeah, Marcus, you had a career high in catches against South Carolina, and then you followed it up with a career high in yards against UAB. What do you think's led to that uptick in production that you've had so far this season?
The work that we put in this offseason, that's all I can really say, is the work we put in the offseason. The quarterback trusted me to be in the right spots, hitting me when I'm open, and O-line blocking, giving us time back there. So it's really just an all-out team effort. I'll just be the grateful one to be catching the balls and make the plays. So it's really just the O-line, the quarterbacks, and everybody else that's really part of all that.
Yeah, Kirby said today that he sees a role for Ladd this weekend, trying to get back into the rotation. I just wonder, your guys had to overcome injuries at different times. How difficult is that, like not playing at all, and then now you're trying to – you guys got a pretty good rotation going. How do you see Ladd fitting in, and how difficult is that?
Ladd been here for 4 years. He's a veteran guy. He's been in the office for a pretty long time, so it's just a matter of fact of getting the reps. He hasn't been repping a lot because he's been up for his, whatever he's been dealing with, and it's just a matter of fact of getting back into the groove of things, getting your footing right, especially at receiver. So getting your footing right, getting your confidence back right, and just getting back in the swing of the offense and just being able to rep it, consistently rep, because it's one thing to walk through and do the reps during a walk through. It's a whole completely different thing to how to go full speed with somebody's going to you and people trying to hit you, take your head off. So I just that's just one thing where he just gotta just try to get back to the swing of things.
Marcus, so we've gotten to see a little bit of Jacksaint Meeks so far this season. Just what stands out to you about what he brings to the table and what he brings to this receiver room?
He's a real physical, smart guy. Very physical. He loves to block. He has a mentality that he don't want to he's not gonna get denied. And he's a very smart guy. He believe it or not, when we be in meetings, he knows all the coverages by looking at. I know all the coverages. He teaches me a lot about coverages, things like that. But I feel like he's a key role in this offense, especially on the physicality side and block side. And he has a lot of potential for us this year.
I just wanted to ask you, when you guys split into position groups, either at practice or in film session, how much time does Dylan Bell spend with the running backs and with the receivers?
About half. It's about half, and now it's about half. At first, it wasn't really that much. It was just, he go over there a couple times, just a couple plays here and there. But now it's like he could go in the running back any play. So, about half and half.
How do you think he would do
That ain't my suit. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to get back there.
Yeah, talking about the career highs in receptions and yardage you've had, is that something guys pay attention to, those career highs, and what does it feel like when you look at the stat sheet and see something that you've never done before, whether it's catches or yards or?
I personally don't keep track of all that. I really don't care about stats or catches or anything like that. I care about winning. I don't like to lose. I am a sore loser. I think everybody knows this. So my goal at the end of the day, no matter what I got to do, if I got to go to tight end or whatever, I just want to win. So the stats and the catches, that's all cool and all that and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you can have all that stats. If you losing, I don't care about the stats. I want to win. So.
Marcus, what are receivers told about blocking when you arrive at Georgia, and then what do you do to continually get better at it?
Say that again?
What do receivers get told, like as a freshman when you arrive, about downfield blocking as a receiver?
Mm-hmm.
What are you told then, and then what do you do now to continually get better at downfield blocking?
When we get here, we're told if you're not blocking, you're not getting the ball. That's yeah. If you're not blocking, you're getting the ball. But now it's basically all about technique. Just being able to approach, get to the right approach, get to the right fit, get to the right, either outside V, inside V, or just being physical on the edge, just having that mentality just to go out there and make sure that the person you blocking, he's not making the play. So I'll make sure he don't make the play. Right.
Yeah, Marcus, I think I saw today you guys have outscored opponents 56-0 in the third quarter of the season. It's been a thing over the years that you guys are so good at it coming out of the half. What's the key to the second half adjustments at Georgia?
To be honest, I really don't know. That's a great question. I don't really think we had gotten the key. I just think we just take pride in coming out in the second half, especially if we're not doing too well in the first half. So you see, as like at this point in the season, first 3 games, we haven't been good in the first quarter of the football game. So I feel like that's been a emphasis of why we came out. We've been coming out the way in the third quarter because of the fact that we haven't been doing good in the first half. But, yeah, it's just based on our performance in the first half, really.
It's a little bit of a stat question, but how much do you guys talk about explosives and wanting to create explosives in the passing game? I mean, everybody wants to catch the ball deep and go all the way. Seems like you guys are actually pretty good at it, but you always want to get better. You want to complete every one of those. So where are you guys on explosives, and how much of a discussion is it in the meeting room?
Explosives is a big discussion within our team. Coach Smart always puts up a little chart that shows the impact of explosive and the impact of turnovers, and it'll be like the turnovers. The impact will be if you lose turnover battle, you're 9-12, but if you lose the explosive battle, you're like 3 and 10 or something like so. Explosives, it definitely have a much more impact in the football game, I feel like, and that's what the stats say. So that's what we've really been trying to focus on that on the offense, is staying out of third and long and being explosive on the offensive side of the ball.
Marcus, were you keeping tabs last January when Cedric was deciding about whether he should stay or go, and what does it mean?
No, I wasn't.
What does it mean that he's come back and what does it mean to the offense?
It was a great thing for him to come back for us because he's just his leadership role in the offense is like solidified. Like when we think of leader on the football team, Ced is like the first person you think of. Like he's like our main, like our core and our rock. So he had an opportunity last year to go to the league, but he decided to come back for his last year, and I felt that was a big deal because there's a lot of guys that, especially on the O-line, that look up to Ced and that learn a lot from Ced. And me personally, I look up to Ced as a leader, so he gave me a lot of confidence knowing that I got Ced on my side. We about to go into a tough game like we are this weekend, that he'll be there to back me up.
Take 2 more questions.
Marcus, going back to Dylan, just how have you seen him handle that, going back and forth, because that seems like a lot kind of thrown at him. How have you seen him handle that workload he's working with?
He handled it very well. Dylan is one of the most fit guys I've been around. He literally don't get tired. So I feel like he embraced it. He took the challenge head on, and he's doing whatever he can to help the team. I mean, that's part of it. He may not want to do it all the time or whatever the case may be, but he's doing what's best for the team. So that's the toughest part of him, the toughest part of his game that I love, and he and everybody acknowledge that.
I saw on Twitter the other day that some fan or someone was saying, like, someone get a nickname for Marcus Rosemy Jacksaint because it's a mouthful, and then you responded Rojack. Do
Yeah.
people already call you that, and do you want that to stay?
Somebody called me that my freshman year, and I had it at the back of my head, but I ain't never, say anything about it until I seen that tweet the other day. But I was just playing, but I guess they taking it serious. So yeah, that's funny. All right, thank you.